The observant of you have noticed that lately I've been running some of the Osights, starting with the rechargeable top that the initial concept was pretty cool, had some issues. I waited, then got some of the newer versions. These are pretty darn awesome, but I expressed concern, and some of you did as well, that with these rechargeable setups, if the battery inside this or the battery inside the optic itself goes bad, you're kind of stuck. While it's nice to be able to see your charge status and know that the thing is always ready, that's some concern. So then Osight released these, which also is an enclosed dot, that have the side battery tray. And been using them and shot some awesome groups with this TSOSH using this Osight SE enclosed circle dot on here. Some of these were sent by Osight, some of them I bought. What I've got for you today are two new models of Osight that were sent in. I'm going to give you kind of a precursory look over them because I haven't shot them yet. They're just releasing now, but I'll get them mounted up and you'll see them in future videos. And those are these two, the Osight C and Osight K. Don't worry, as always, for full specs, where to find one, pricing, all that kind of stuff, that'll be in the pinned comment. I'll have stuff for you over there so that we don't get bogged down in things that could be found elsewhere anyways. The Osight C is a miniature reflex footprint and has the circle dot setup, which of course you can change between circle dot, dot only, or circle only. I'm a fan of circle dot. And then for the RMSC footprint, the Osight K, which has a 6 MOA dot. 6 MOA is a good size, very easy to spot, and handy on tight guns. So let's take a look. Now, one of the things that converted me over to the Osights has been their packaging. I haven't opened these yet. I just took the cellophane off is all. But it's a pretty complete kit and has actually helped me out with some of my other dots. We have a quick zeroing instruction card, some decals, yay. Then when you open these up, hopefully this still has all the stuff that was before. There's our optic, nice big window. Side controls, not auto adjust. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I learned a lesson at Thunder Ranch and have seen it in practice when shooting AccuShoot and other things. Auto brightness dots are really only good for your flat range, outdoors, shooting at a range on a nice day. What happens otherwise is that you if you're in a dark location aiming at a brightly lit target, say a evening or indoor self-defense scenario where you've got a light on your gun, your dot will be adjusted to the darkness you're in. You're throwing a ton of light on the target, now you can't see your dot. The opposite is also true if you're standing underneath a street lamp aiming into a dark area. Your dot is going to be too bright and blow things out. So that's why I like the manual control. We have a side load battery setup. And then in here is, I'm betting, all the things that I've come to really love about these Osight kits. I know it sounds silly, but it's a quality of life thing. So we have our tool. We've got 2 spare battery compartment screws, which is great. I've seen at multiple courses, even the side loaders, the screw go flying out and the tray goes out. And usually you can find the tray, sometimes the battery, but never the screw. We have our user manual, and then this bit. This is invaluable. We have these little battery or screw boxes, and they are separatable, or you can run them attached. And you can see we have the dimensions and sizing for them. And when you open it up, you've got multiples. In most cases, it tends to be 6, depending on the screw size, of screws that fit this optic, but of different thread patterns and different lengths, depending on the pistol you're putting it on or the plate you're putting it on. And that is awesome. Alright, we'll get in here to our manual, which I'll read off screen. You don't need to see the manual in here. But that's the sizing of our, what is this? The Osight C, which again I have to check because there's so many footprints, is a miniature reflex footprint. I wonder how that's going to do on there. I've been wanting to put an optic on this Bursa. I'll have to give that a look. Real quick, I'll pull the other one out of the box and we'll take a look at the size of the K. And here the two are side by side, the C and the K, and you can see that our RMS C footprint, little guy here, is definitely smaller. I'm going to try to get the big one on the Bursa since I prefer a big window, but for micro carries and things like that, these little ones are good. You can see we've got rear sights built into that one, and this is the one that has just the 6 MOA dot, so a little bit smarter setup for carry. I'll get these mounted and be running them in future videos. You can look for them on guns, and of course I'll annotate what I'm using in the reviews of those guns. But these are not enclosed, which is kind of a miss for me. I prefer to have fully enclosed. Osight obviously already makes those. These are an open option, and so the pricing is going to reflect that. When it comes to red dots, there's a lot of brand loyalists out there and a lot of brandists. I don't blame them. I mean, we're all that way about so many things, including cars. Excuse Tech Kitty Jr. Bumping the tripod. I'm not a brandist. I just run with what has worked for me. And thus far, for the applications that I put red dots through, I've not had any problems. Tech Kitty. I've not had any problems with Osight. I do have, well, I had a video, YouTube took it down, talking about my concerns about red dots for carry and defense use, but that's a personal choice for you. The article, fortunately, still exists. That's why I keep that website going. I pay monthly to keep that website alive, but it is a safe place for me to put information since YouTube really can't be trusted anymore. The website is also a place where I can link to stuff like this so you can find it, since YouTube finds these things scary. Maybe it's because they're black. I don't know. Thanks for watching, and look for these in future videos.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters.